Look at you!
Okay, let me pause it here. I think this scene is very important, at least to me. It's a scene that I keep returning to, watching it over and over and over, not just because of the quality of the scene, and yes, the scene is very, very good, but the impact I have found that it's had on me as a person. This scene is not only very powerful, but reminds me to keep pushing forward, to keep moving forward, to always keep fighting for those things that are important to both me and the people that I care about. But before we go any further, I need to establish the context of this scene. I can't do this without spoiling anything, so there's going to be major spoilers. So for context, let me set the scene. Eren, this guy, has just been kidnapped by Reiner and Bertold, these guys, after they revealed themselves to be the Armoured and Colossal Titan respectively. The Survey Corps, these guys, have given chase to Reiner and Bertold to try and rescue Eren. Naturally, they end up fighting and a load of Titans end up surrounding our characters. This guy, Hannes, saved Eren from being eaten when he was younger by this thing, after Eren's mother was turned into a Kit Kat bar. Hannes dies trying to take revenge, and then we end up with this scene.
Look at you! You haven't gone up one goddamn bed! You're still as useless as you've ever been! Nothing's changed!
Okay, so we're now up to speed. Before we talk about why this scene matters, we need to talk about why Eren has this breakdown. More specifically, his mental state and the expectations placed upon him up till this point. Essentially, what we are seeing is Eren crumbling under the pressure that up until now the world of Attack on Titan, as well as the other characters that are involved, have placed upon him as the result of being placed in this hopeless situation. Since Eren first activated his Titan powers, there's been major discussion and debate between Eren and the leaders of the Scout Regiment about using Eren's Titan powers to reclaim Wall Maria, the outermost wall that had been broken into by the Titans 5 years previously in the story. And at first, Eren takes this role to heart. I mean, Eren did vow to kill all the Titans after one of them ate his mother. He obviously sees the Titans as this purely evil threat to the rest of humanity, and at first they are presented to us as such. They don't have minds of their own, they wander around aimlessly and eat people without a second glance. However, with the reveals of Annie and later Reiner and Bertold being Titan shifters themselves, with the goal of taking out humanity as we know it, as shown with the new knowledge that Reiner and Bertold, two of Eren's classmates who he forms a really close connection with, were directly responsible for the death of his mother, shatters Eren's worldview. This obviously leads him to this situation where he can't activate his Titan powers as his body is still healing itself, while watching helplessly as those around him die or at least suffer fighting for him. Commander Irvin loses his arm, Hannes gets eaten, a lot of his comrades either die or have died because of his actions and because they want to fight for him, and the people who he felt were good friends of his are now apparently his enemies. Due to this, as well as Eren's feeling of helplessness, which was similar to that at the start of the series, he starts to crack under the weight and expectation that everybody around him has placed upon him.
I'm sorry, Mother. I still can't do anything. No matter how hard I try, I'm just a worthless little kid.
This scene, the breakdown, the encouragement words, and the resolution at the end are things that many of us can relate to. Everybody deals with some sort of mental pressure, especially for myself when I put too much pressure on myself to do something, especially if the people around me have a certain expectation for me to succeed in doing that thing. For example, when I was making gaming videos, which I still plan to do, don't worry, there's still a few coming, I was constantly putting pressure on myself to build the best content possible, whilst also trying to grow as efficiently and sustainably as I possibly could. And I fell out of love with the genre. I stopped making the content I wanted to make, and it felt like a chore to even come up with video ideas. I was burnt out. This wasn't the only thing that I've put pressure on myself for, as there are many things that I built up the pressure for. And as someone who suffers with a lot of anxiety in the different areas of my life, I tend to build it up unreasonably. And while I've never actually had a breakdown like the one that Eren goes through, and I don't think I know anybody who has had something like that happen to them, I do feel though at some level we can all relate to the pressure that Eren crumbles under in some form. And while we all deal with it differently, it does take a toll on our mental health. But the beauty of this scene isn't just Eren's breakdown as a result of the pressure of everything around him. It's Mikasa's reaction to Eren's breakdown.
Stop, that isn't true.
Instead of being angry, disappointed, or even upset at Eren, she comforts him. She thanks him. Mikasa reassures Eren that he isn't a failure, that he's not a disappointment to the people who care about him, and that regardless of the outcome, in spite of the looming demise, that she loves and appreciates him, that she doesn't judge him. And these words, this gentle reminder, helps Eren to realise that he's not a disappointment to the people around him, that his friends, despite their frustrations, truly care about him, giving Eren the courage in the face of inescapable death to keep moving forward. And in doing so, he saves everybody. I think this is beautiful, as it shows that despite what you may be going through, whether it's a crisis, a breakdown, or something like depression, that your friends and family do care about you, and that you should open up about your feelings, as they are more than likely to support you. It shows that if you are going through these things, that you're not alone, that you can get help if you ask, that people want to see you get better and thrive. That your friends and family, despite what you feel, will be there for you in times of need, even if it's just some words of encouragement. And all you need to do is open up.
Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe and comment on the video. It just helps me boost me out in the algorithm, and it helps you to keep up to date with my content if you liked it. Thank you.